ensure that the puer tea arrived at its destination on time and in the best possible condition. The fermentation of puer tea demands a perfect mix of water, moisture, and air. The combination of the water, the oxygen in the air, and the temperature provides the conditions for the development of microbes and, accordingly, the fermentation. The fermentation of broadleaf puer tea produces a substance called theoflavin, often called the soft gold of tea. Its pharmacological merits have been widely recognized. Clinical experiments show that it can reduce blood fat and prevent cardiovascular disease. In the human body, by mixing with the cholesterol in the intestines, it reduces cholesterol absorption from food and discourages cholesterol synthesis. Besides, the lengthy fermentation makes the puer tea mild and has a warming effect on the stomach. Scientists once conducted an experiment on two groups of mice. They fed one group with ordinary food and the other group with food rich in cholesterol. Yunnan puer tea was added to all the food. A blood analysis 9 weeks later showed that blood fat was reduced by 10% in the first group of mice and 30% in the second. Analysis showed that this was because puer tea contains numerous microbes which accelerate the metabolism and balance and discourage cholesterol when dissolved in water. Furthermore, it's also the fermentation that gives puer tea its pleasant flavor. Since the fermentation of puer tea is a continuous process, the tea can be stored for long periods, more than a century in some cases, without losing its flavor. There's a well-known saying concerning puer tea: "Grandpa grows, grandson drinks." In fact, it's the local ethnic custom to pick new tea, drink old tea. These days, the time taken to transport the puer tea has been considerably reduced. However, there can be no reduction in the period of fermentation. So, instead, the fermentation takes place in storage. Yiwu is well known for its ancient tea warehouses. In them, the atmosphere has become permeated with the essence of tea, which helps enhance the unique aged flavor of the puer tea. The temperature remains between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius all year round, which is ideal for tea fermentation. In a tea warehouse, there must be good air circulation and a cool and dry environment. Often, a tea warehouse is half underground. The advantage of such a warehouse is that their proximity to the ground ensures that the humidity level is ideal for the fermentation of the tea. If there's too much humidity, the tea tends to lose its quality. If it's too dry, the fermentation slows down. The storage of puer tea is indicative of the wisdom of the tea growers. It's a seemingly simple process that is a great help in the tea's fermentation. Before being taken to the warehouses, the tea leaves are stirred in hot pans to evaporate some of the water. After that, they are laid out on bamboo mats and twined into long strips. These strips of tea are spread out to be dried. Ideally, to make it easier to transport, puer tea was made into solid squares. However, the water escaped quickly from the loose leaves, and this affected the fermentation process. Later, compressed puer tea gradually became a part of tea culture. The earliest tool used to press the tea was a millstone. The millstone was large and round, with a handle on the top and a dent in the bottom. The tea was put into bags and pressed beneath it to form round cakes, all the same size. Certain skills are required to ensure that the cakes are tightly compressed. For a highly compressed cake, a strong man should stand on it. For a looser one, a slight girl should stand on it. The stander, by coordinating his or her waist and legs, twists around and thus tightens the rim of the tea cake. In this way, the puer tea is compacted. Finally, the tea strips are placed in the warehouses. These pressing techniques make the packing of puer tea unique. Some of the more common shapes are bowls, bricks, gold melon tribute tea, round cakes. Puer tea can even be made into the shapes of dragons. The tea growers have even turned puer tea into sculptures. The Chinese character for tea combines three elements, that of man, grass, and trees. Man is placed between the grass and the trees, which suggests a harmonious coexistence between human beings and vegetation. Since people first started drinking puer tea, it's always been closely associated with good health. Puer tea mellows as time passes, and human understanding of its benefit grows. Puer tea is a representative of thousands of years of China's tea culture. Its unique aged flavor and special processing skills make it unique among Chinese teas.